Good morning, everyone. This is Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com and BoatsInHotWater.com. And we are out here today with a 2005 Regal 2200 with a 2021 completely built new engine done by East Coast Marine, and I think a 2012 trailer. I got this boat back from service about 10 days ago. I just have not had time, although everybody's inquiring on it, to get the listing done. So what I'm gonna do is just put this up on my YouTube channel into the listing for the, as we're just gonna call it, a preliminary video walkthrough. And my plan here was to get the boat back to my house and get it cleaned up and start the break-in service, which has to be 10 hours. We only got about 30 minutes on it right now. And I haven't had time, so I plan to do that next week. This is March the 25th. But what I'm going to do is give you guys the best video walkthrough and explanations as I can. Quick note, this is a 2 5/16 ball, and the trailer is in nice shape. You got good tires and good hubs. So let's start there. I'm going to kind of bounce in and around this particular boat. On port side, if you guys can see, we're pretty good. You do have this red coloring where you get the fading. She has bottom paint's in great shape, although she never really sat in the water. Red coloring that does start to fade. If you guys can see, my detailer did this boat back in the summer, and she's going to need to done again. Basically, once a year you have to put some polish on this red because it's just typically going to fade. Now, the story behind this vessel as I walk around, as you guys can see, Volvo Penta, is simple. Second owner boat. The boat itself at about 800 and let's call it 40 hours. See the fading? Got a little scratch right here. Couple little nicks and bangs. Not bad at all for a 2005 boat. Fast track. I don't know if the sun's gonna look good here, and then the fading starts this way. 840 hours, second owner boat. Perfectly fine. The seller, about 2 years ago, his wife came down with Alzheimer's. He had a partner in this boat as well that would tow and put in the water. Both passed away within about 30 days. So the boat sat probably for a solid year. And when he contacted me, and then there was a few more months where, in fact, he, sorry, I'm trying to get up on the boat. He called me to sell the boat, and obviously she was filthy. Picked her up. So last summer I had my detailer come out and clean the boat up, and some of the pictures you see on the site now are after that detail, even though she really hasn't changed much, except some of the seats got a little bit rougher in certain spots, which I will show you. And I put a new battery in the boat, went to crank the engine, and we failed. So basically, the boat spent the winter up into about 2 weeks ago with East Coast Marine at a cost of $11,000. You guys can see these seats are in nice shape. Got a little fading obviously here, and that stitching's about to come out a little bit. $11,000. And $11,000 buys you a new VHF and here we go, a brand new motor. We're calling it a 2021. It's a 5.7 GI long block, all new parts, built by East Coast Marine and installed by East Coast Marine. I have an invoice dictating everything that was done, all OEM parts. And if you guys can see, other than through the pollen, you're not dealing with like a rebuild. She is 100% fresh. There you go. Here's actually where you're gonna flush. so you guys can see. Now, this engine only has less than an hour on it. She needs a 10-hour break-in service. I was going to start that break-in service and pull the boat on the water, do a sea trial video. Obviously, you can't pin it. You can only run 3/4 throttle max for those first 10 hours. We have a gauge, although these gauges are fading. Please take note of that. I forgot the keys, but you can still read the meter. Right now, it would say 839.5. So basically at 850 hours, this engine needs to go back in for service for an oil inspection. What they're going to do is check for metal or contaminants. And, you know, generally it's a 2-hour labor max. If in fact the boat leaves the area, we will offer a $300 stipend for somebody to get that done, because it does need to be done. And in addition, if the boat stays local, the seller is going to pay for that. Now, I want to get this out of the way and be clear. The price on the boat and the trailer and everything being done is $25,000 firm. I am not negotiating. The man is way out of pocket on this boat and is just trying to save face. With this engine at 0 hours, $25,000 is more than a fair enough price. The Bimini is fresh to within about a year and a half. The picture on the site holds true. I have a brand new cover in my shed, and also I also have the Lowrance, all the manuals, you know, so on and so forth. So that's pretty much the lowdown on the boat. Now, what you do have, which I told him not to do, is the stitching has come out on this particular seat, and you got a little bit of drying here and here, and obviously, as you can see right here. So other than a couple of dings in this upholstery situation, that will be on you, however you want to handle that situation. I was not going to have him come out of pocket anymore. Overall, the boat's in nice shape. You know, I do feel like, you know, we're getting, this is kind of like a dashboard of a car starting to get drying and cracking. There's the stereo. And your gauges are fading a little bit. It's, you know, a lot of things on here are going to be in 2005 condition, but obviously your engine isn't, your trailer's in nice shape, and most of your cushions are in fair to good condition. So you will put a few dollars into the boat depending on how you want it to be, depending on your upholstery, your detail work. If you want to keep it in the water, you do have fresh bottom paint. So overall, that'll be about it on this particular model until I can get the listing completed. Like I said, my goal was to run the boat, and after I cleaned it, even though it's really not that dirty, got a little bit of pollen, and have it all flared up and super pretty for you all. But I haven't had time, so I'm going to put this out there now. And then when I get the boat to my house, hopefully next week, I'll give it a quick rub and a scrub and a rub and a rinse. And let me just check something. Torsion axle and your tires, you're running big 15s on this. You know, run it on the water and start the process and go from there. South Carolina title, free and clear. I think overall for that particular engine in this boat, with a little bit of elbow grease and a couple of little things done and upgrade with some things as you go along, I think you got a real nice boat here. And if you're going to be on fresh water, you are golden. Because by the time this boat leaves, it might only have a couple hours put on it just for me running it in salt water. And fresh water is going to be like a health spa for this engine for its life. And we all know that. So anyway, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. I hope that covers the bases on this preliminary video walkthrough. I'll try and get the listing completed and moved along. And let's get this boat sold. So I can give Kenny some peace of mind. This store just paid up for 90 days, so I got about 2.5 months left on it. So keep that in mind as well. We're okay. Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. Wishing you a great and safe boating day. Rob signing off. I hope this was helpful.